It's a bad hair, don't care day. But it's also a walk and talk day. And I'm not even timing myself or clocking like the miles or anything because I already know it's like 1 point something miles. So I don't care. I don't need to clock everything. What you doing? So I have graduated from having accountability partners to having none, and it's very freeing, as it would be for anybody that likes to be their own thinker. One of the burdens of being a type A personality, we are our own people. We like to think for ourselves and make our own choices. So yeah. So anyway, speaking of that, I'm also my own person in my beliefs and what I feel about things. And this is going to be low walk and talk, which means you'll have plenty of time to chime in anytime you want. Meanwhile, it'll just be me, Ram, as always. Day of rest. Shabbat Shalom, everyone, by the way. It's Shabbat, it's Saturday. This is when Jews and Messianic Jews celebrate and honor the day of rest, because we believe that God, Yahweh, rested on the seventh day, which was actually a Saturday. So we rest on a Saturday. Whatever. Anyway, it's not a thing that I would care to argue with anybody. Everybody is their own person too, so do you, boo. All right. What I really want to talk about today is the topic of drunkenness. Now, as they taught us in church for many years, we are in the world, but not of it. The people that are godly church follower or churchgoer, Bible follower people. We're in the world, but we're not of it, which means we have to live with y'all, okay? Y'all meaning those that are not Bible followers. But we don't have to do what y'all do. Does it believe we are destined for somewhere that, unfortunately, not everybody is going to end up at, based on their own choices and actions, and based on denial of Yeshua as the creator and as one with mankind and also the spiritual force called God. Well, it's kind of a mishmash here of what I'm talking about, because true Jews do not believe that Jesus, Yeshua, is God. But Christians do believe that Jesus is God. Well, some people that call themselves Christians do. At any rate, if you don't have a personal relationship with him, with Yeshua, then Christians teach that, well, they say Jesus, that you will not get to the kingdom of heaven. You will not see the kingdom of heaven. You will not die and go to heaven. Now, there's some religions that teach when you die, you stay in the ground till he comes and gets you. Regardless of what that is, we all believe, the Jews, Messianic Jews, and the Christians, to my knowledge, believe that if you don't have that personal relationship with whoever you call God, whether it's Jesus or Yahweh or Adonai or Jehovah, whatever, that you're not going to have a very happy outcome in eternity. Now, has anybody really gone there and come back and talked about it? Well, people claim to. Do I believe they've really seen heaven and gone and come back? I don't know. I'm not them. I'm not in their skin or their brains or their hearts or their souls or their spirits. So I can't judge that. Meech, I'll be back in a little while. I'm taking my walk, girl. You'll be fine. Anyway, at any rate, those of us that believe in an eternity after this life and believe that it's a happy place, the most blissful, wonderful place you would ever want to be, we do not believe that those of y'all who do not believe that are going there. So, therefore, we feel it is our mission on earth to let y'all know that and to hopefully get you in there with us. That's why there's such a drive with Christians and Messianic Jews to try to convert you, okay? Now, I'm going to throw all that out, okay? I'm not throwing Jesus or Yeshua out. I'm just throwing it out for the sake of conversation of what happens on YouTube in particular, our section, the one that I'm part of, the one that I consider, I guess if you will, the community, our community. Okay, so, and I've never understood this. I don't think I ever will. So I'm not even going to go through the biblical verse of wine is a mocker, strong drink a brawler. That wine is basically something, and drinking is something that makes you look stupid and foolish and irritating and angry and whatever it does to lower your inhibitions that makes you act like not yourself. Okay, thank you for the thumb, by the way, whoever gave me that. So we have two such people that I know of, and probably a lot more than two, who like to come on panels drunk and act the fool. And what do I mean by act the fool? Calling people names, belittling women, telling people how much they love them. Oh, I love you, I love you. Oh, we're going to be friends forever. I love you so much. You know, and women are just a bunch of blanking this and that, and I don't have to listen to you because you're female, and I don't know, I'm not quoting exactly. Good morning, Scrapper. Good morning, Laura. So what I don't get, and y'all, I've asked the question many different times in several different ways, and the only answer I get is, well, we don't know that they are, and that's a fair answer. I accept that answer. You don't know who is and who isn't, but come on, guys, come on. There's certain characteristics we know about people, and sometimes the people themselves have said, oh, I drank a little too much last night, or I was drinking last night. So they're telling you who they are. And I know the saying, when someone tells you who they are, believe them. I've come to really stick by that in my life and be very careful of my associations based on what people tell me and who people tell me they are. So when somebody gets on a microphone and starts cussing out women, or sloppy love talking, I love you, oh, I love you so much, that just makes my skin crawl, okay? Because you can't love somebody you've never met, number one. Not in that sense where you love them so much that you'd like pretty much lay your life down for them and follow them like a puppy dog. Or like, I always picture those cartoons where there's like a vapor through the air and the nose is just like, you know, and the animal's like floating through the air by their nose. Yeah, that's what that reminds me of when somebody does that whole I love you thing. And as for the other situation of women are blankety blank, they don't know anything, and then just picking a fight with women in general. I don't know if this person ever had fights with men. I'm not sure. I don't watch them very often. I've just stumbled into a couple of their chats, and I notice it's females that are the target. But those people, to my knowledge, as much as I know them and I don't know them because it is YouTube, they're probably pretty decent individuals when they're not under the influence of alcohol. Okay? So number one, I guess I have to say, why do you feel a need that you have to have a substance that lowers your inhibitions and makes you look like an utter fool? And then you come on a panel where the entire world can see you and act like the biggest dingbat of all, pouring your love out to people you don't even know other than on an internet panel or internet community. And then you get up there and treat women like garbage, which, by the way, I'm pretty sure if that's done in real life and somebody sees it, there's probably some law against that. Like, you know, we have laws against racism, I think bigotry and things like that. There's got to be some law against targeting a certain gender or, yeah, female or whatever. It's really disturbing is what it is. So then I say, okay, now, so the latest thing I heard yesterday in Phil's chat, I'll mention names, I have no problem with that. In Phil's chat, I heard that he was being accused of enabling or Exploiting, that was the word. Exploiting Melly because he had her on his panel, or somebody was exploiting her for having her on their panel while she was drunk. Is that exploiting somebody? If the person who is of consent age, an adult, decides to come on a panel drunk, looking like a fool, acting like a fool, idolizing people with the whole I love you, oh, you're my everything, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, that's idolatry, by the way. Oh, we weren't going to use the Bible, sorry. Anyway, it's just ridiculous looking and sounding and makes you look foolish. But can the person running the panel and the room be held responsible for that? I don't think so. Especially if they don't know for sure that you are that way. Now, however, let's take it a little bit farther. If you know or even have suspicions that somebody is under the influence, once they start opening their mouth, then you should be booting them from your panel. My opinion, it's what I've done in the past, for sure. Certain people know they are not allowed on my panel, especially in that condition. Some of them aren't allowed on my panel because they get on my nerves. They rub me the wrong way. They say stuff that's not appropriate for my chat room. Yeah, I don't understand why they, and obviously, Phil, you've made a decision to not have certain people up on your panel because of the way they behave. Bravo, Phil. Good for you. I like you even more because you're taking a stand and saying, hey, I'm not going to tolerate this nonsense. I know better. Good. When you know better, you do better. As one of my former accountability partners used to tell me, and it's true. They were right. That is true. That has played out in many different ways and scenarios. It's just, it sounds ridiculous, and you make yourself look foolish. And whether you're a Bible person, a Christian, an atheist, even a Satanist, getting on a panel drunk and acting not like yourself is you exploiting yourself. That's you misrepresenting who you truly are. And I guess if you want to live your life looking like somebody you're not, that would be an imposter, right? That would make you an imposter. So you're getting on a panel, getting up in chat rooms, and being someone you're not. And in a very bad way. In a very bad light. Like, so we don't like you. Hello? Pretty? Hi? Not sure why you're putting a hello question mark. Like, can you hear me? I'm not supposed to be hearing you. I'm supposed to be talking. I'm supposed to be reading what you say. So, anyway. And I did read it. So, hello. Anyway, I'm ranting right now. So, I will talk to you. But right now I'm on a roll. So, I'm going to continue rolling along here. So, yes, I don't understand that. Why you would have somebody up on a panel that is being an imposter of who they truly are. And mind you, before y'all, not you guys, but the ones I'm talking about want to tar and feather me and run me out of town, I did say, you're probably decent people, as people, not drunk people. Not people under the influence. Now, okay, if you have a problem with drunkenness, I get that, but don't get on panels. Don't misrepresent yourself. Don't put yourself out there like that. I don't understand. Do you not like yourself? Do you like looking like a fool? You know, a couple of these people that do this, I like them as people. I do. When they're being normal and not inebriated and not intoxicated and not acting stupid. That's what it is. It's just acting stupid. It's acting dumb. It's acting like you're ignorant. And I have a feeling both of you are probably educated people to an extent. Even if you got a GED, you're an educated person. So be educated enough and have enough self-worth to not embarrass yourself like that. Seriously, if you're drunk, okay, be drunk, but don't get on panels. Don't try to talk to people. Because number one, you don't make any sense half the time. And number two, you act like a, I don't know, like a needy, clingy little girl. It's uncomfortable for anybody that has to hear it, that bothers. Now, maybe people are of the other persuasion. And let's talk about those people. The people that are watching that enjoy that sort of thing. They enjoy you making a fool of yourself and acting like an imposter and not being the true person you are. Let's talk about that a little bit. Do you guys remember a show called Andy Griffith? Most of us are like, we're older people. We're in our 40s, 50s, maybe 60s, maybe even 70s. Shout out to the amazing 70-plus-year-olds on here. God bless you. I pray that I live long enough to be in my 70s and be as strong as you guys are in the way that you are. Okay, so let's talk about Andy Griffith. Do you guys remember, I think his name was Cletus, the town drunk. Remember that? You guys remember that show? Okay, well, maybe that's why I didn't become the town drunk, because I used to watch Andy Griffith, and I saw how the town drunk, they loved him. They loved Cletus, if that's his name. I'm pretty sure it is. Anyway, they loved him, but they mocked him. They made fun of him behind his back, to his face, and shows capitalized on that and made money off of mocking drunk people. It wasn't a good thing, y'all. It wasn't a, oh, haha, we're like laughing around along with you, just keep getting drunk. Or was it? Maybe they did encourage it because they got a big kick out of it, because it was funny, it was something to play around with. So maybe they're just as bad as some of the people on here who think it's funny when people get drunk. Let me tell you what's not funny. And you've probably heard this a zillion times, because so has my friend Sarah, who ended up dying because of her stupid drunkenness, which still makes me angry to this day at the 2 beautiful grandchildren she left behind and all of her children she left behind, because she was selfish. Drunkenness and addiction is selfish. And yes, there is help available for most people that have these problems. But are you selfless enough? Do you have even an inkling of selflessness to get the help for your children and your grandchildren and your family? And then keep at it so that you don't slip back into the same patterns. Anyway, so I don't know. If I was drunk or I was addicted, I probably would lock myself up in my house and not go near anybody till I could get a grip. I'd get somebody in there with me to help detox me. And then I would get some kind of game plan that as soon as I got that urge to drink or to use drugs, I would get somebody to help me and stop me. I don't like addiction. I've seen it destroy my best friend. I hate addiction. I hate seeing people on here act stupid because of a substance, a chemical that you don't need to put in your body. So let's go back to what I was going to say. Besides acting the fool, besides doing stuff to make yourself look dumb and imposter, it also is killing you. It may be a slow death, and it is a slow death, but it's killing you. It is wrecking your kidneys, your liver. It can cause cirrhosis of the liver. And y'all, you only got one organ, okay? Organ transplants, they don't come by every day. People are waiting for a long time for organs to be transplanted and to get one as a donor. It takes a while. I hate to hear that Melly or Miller, Zavs, whatever your name is, that you one day will end up in a hospital and be waiting for a transplant, or be on dialysis, or be dying. It's all fun and games for you to get on here and act dumb. I don't get why you like yourself that little, but it's something you guys apparently enjoy doing. What I'm more concerned about, besides it irritates me and I don't watch you when you act like that, because now we're going to bring the Bible into it. There was a story in the Bible where there were 2 boys, older guys I think, probably men, and their father, and they were together in a tent, and the father got drunk. And he was so drunk that he took all his clothes off and was laying there, stark naked. And the one boy didn't handle it well at all. He kind of made fun of him, I think. He just, ha ha ha, the old man is drunk type of attitude is what I remember in the story. And the other boy walked out backwards pulling a cover over him as he went. Ooh, I'm going to grab one of these nice apples. This is a nice red one. They told me I could grab an apple, so I'm going to grab a couple apples. Thank you, neighbors. Oh, that's not a good one. This one is. Okay, so anyway, they pulled it over him and he pulled it over him and walked out backwards so that he didn't shame him. But what are we doing? We're like the brother who, not we, what are y'all, those of you that do this? I don't do it. I don't watch them. By watching that stuff, by laughing about that stuff, and by even engaging in conversation with someone that can't even talk to you as their true self, you are the brother that did the wrong thing. You're the brother that mocked and used it as a source of entertainment or shaming of the person in a way that was cruel. I'm not shaming in a way that's cruel. I'm shaming you so that hopefully you'll listen to somebody and stop doing what you do and get the help you need before your organs start shutting down. Melly, Miller, you're not young people anymore, okay? You're not in your 20s. This is not party days. But if you must party, do it in private. There's not everybody that wants to watch you act like that. And we feel sad for you because you're not being yourself. And you're making yourself look stupid, which you're not. Neither of you are stupid people. You're very intelligent to create some of the schemes you've created on YouTube. So that tells me you probably got book smarts or common sense smarts or something. So why put yourself out there like the town drunk that people can mock and make fun of, and just, even if they don't do it to your face, they're doing it behind your back or in their homes or whatever. And if you have children, don't you think your children want better of you? Your children look up to you for example. Will it not break your heart one day if your children follow in your footsteps and do the same thing you're doing? Would that not bother you? I don't understand. I really do not understand the mentality that is okay with mocking people like this or allowing them to make fools of themselves. As soon as anybody comes on my panel drunk or drugged or not themselves, I'm booting them. Because I'm not going to allow that to go on and have that represent them or me. Meecha, you can follow me. I'm only going up the street and back, baby, and then I'm done with this walk. I walked a little faster because I started getting passionate about what I'm saying. Anyway, I have been betrayed and hurt by many on here, okay? I have. That does not make me go running to an addiction, because a lot of the betrayals I've had were because of my own addictions to people, not to substances. And as soon as I'm addicted to people, all heck breaks loose and bam, things fall apart. Story of my life. Because God told me a long time ago in His Word, I am the creator. I'm the one that created you. I am the deity. I am the one that tells you what to do in your life. Or as the Catholics would say, I am the Lord thy God. You shall have no other gods but me or before me. And when you deify people, when they become your idol, or substances become your idol, and you have given your life to the Creator, He is very, very good at knocking those idols out of your life. And He doesn't have a problem doing it, nor does He feel bad about doing it, because He is the Creator. He is the only one worthy to have that place and that seat in your heart or your life. That's if you follow Him. Now, if you follow the lusts of your own heart, your binges, your addictions, your worldly partying, your lasciviousness, your debauchery, or you put another person up on a pedestal, but you don't serve the Creator. You serve yourself, your own flesh, your body. The Bible says their belly is their God. In other words, your desires are your God. If you do that, well, you're open to any number of things that could happen. And unfortunately, you put yourself there by your choices, because we all have choices to make, right? We all have choices to make. And some of us don't make the good ones. Some of us don't make the beneficial ones to our lives. But I do know some people that don't believe that there is an eternity. They're going to eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we die. I get that mentality too. I understand. And it's sad for you, because I do believe in an eternity, and I believe in a judgment in the end at the eternity. So no, I'm not going to eat, drink, and be merry in that way. And the times that I did have that mentality really messed me over, y'all. But if you have that mentality, I get why you do what you do. You don't care. You flippin' don't care. Why would you? There's no judgment afterwards. There's no consequences. The only consequences you might have is children who don't have the parent that they deserved. And maybe they're older children. Maybe they don't really need to be parented now and all the damage is already done. I don't know. But maybe even as adults, your children are embarrassed by the way you act sometimes. And maybe it's time to look at that. Or maybe you don't have children. Maybe you have friends, even just friends on here. People that care about you. That feel really sad when you act the fool. And wish you wouldn't. Because they know you're a better person than that. You're both better people than that. Both of you. I know you are. Because unlike some people on here, maybe some newcomers, I've actually seen you, Miller, when you're not drinking. Before maybe this point of too far gone, as people say. I mean, I don't know much about how long that takes with each individual, because we are individuals. But I've talked to you privately when you weren't drinking. At least from what I could tell, you weren't drinking. This was before years have gone by, and it clearly is probably your orange juice in the morning. I mean, it's the first thing you do and the last thing you do. But it wasn't always that way with you, Miller. You and I have had some really meaningful conversations. And Melly, you and I have had meaningful conversations. When I had gone through a situation years ago, you stepped in and tried to help me out. And then maybe you were drunk when you did it, but you threw me under the bus and said, oh, I never did that. Dee Dee did it. So, whatever. I just know before that, you and I had lots of meaningful conversations on the phone. And I got to know you as the person that you are, not the drunken person that you are sometimes. And I miss those people. So, bring back the real Miller and the real Melly. Let us see who that is. Let us enjoy you as your true selves. Don't be imposters. And if you are going to be under the influence, don't get on microphones and embarrass yourself. Don't embarrass your children. Don't embarrass your friends. Don't make us feel sad and upset that you're up there. I mean, technically, you're not making us, but don't put that impetus out there that we have to look and shake our heads and go, oh, here we go again. What are they saying now as we hide our heads in shame at how you're behaving? Don't do it. Not if you care about people. Not if you care about yourself. And if you don't care about yourself, go get some therapy, some counseling to start caring about yourself. Somebody's got to care about you. And the first person that needs to care about you is you. Because we're trying to care about you. We don't enjoy watching you act the fool and embarrass yourself and humiliate yourself. Because we know you're better than that. We know you have better ability at behavior than that. Anyway, I'm going to go back and read your comments. Let's see. There weren't many. I don't know anything about Jack Star. I think Jack Star is another one that's addicted to substances, but I don't know. Okay, I want to ask you guys this. Let's talk about weed, okay? I know I have heard different things, that marijuana is not addictive, marijuana is addictive. Okay, if it's not addictive, is it not still very mind-altering if it's causing people to be paranoid? I actually ended a friendship recently with somebody in my real life because every time I would talk to them, They weren't themselves. They were paranoid about everything, and they thought I was out to get them, and they didn't trust me anymore. And it's like, I can't do this. I can't have a friendship with someone that doesn't trust me, you know? So I'm guessing marijuana, weed, reefer, whatever you want to call it, maybe it's not an addictive substance, but it is a mind-altering substance. Do you guys agree with that? I don't know. You can leave a comment in the comments, because I know there's not many people listening to me anyway. I'm not that interesting. At least not today. I think it's a mind-altering thing. And again, it makes you look like an imposter. So what we're talking about is imposterism. That's what we're talking about, really. Do you want to be your true self? Do you want to be your goofy, messed up, condemning, irrational, manic self? I guess is the way to put it. I'm hoping you guys want to be your true self and that you're working towards that. I would like to know that you are. I mean, you don't have to tell me. I'll see. By their fruit you shall know them. By what you do on panel, I will know you. By if you come on panels and start, I love you, I love you, I love you, then I'll know that's not the true Melly. Not that you don't love people. I'm sure you do. I'm sure you're a very loving, caring person. But I'm sure you're also a very rational thinker. And in fact, I know you are, because I've heard you without being under the influence. And you sound like a normal woman. So I know you're capable of it, but will you do that? Will you put yourself out there like the special, wonderful person that you are? Or will you keep acting the fool and look dumb and look like you're following somebody like a puppy dog, following their tail or whatever? And the other person, I love you, man, as they say in the movies. I love you, man. I do. I love both of you. But I love the real people you are, not this facsimile imposter version you keep putting online. That's not you. That's not the real you. Be the real you. The real you is amazing. Your eclectic music interests, your goofy little things you say and do, that's what we love about you. Not the drunken version, not the imposter syndrome. We want the real you back. Well, those of us that care about you, like really as people, we care about the real people. We'd love to see the real people back again, instead of these imposters that you've allowed yourself to portray. Pretending is fun. Don't get me wrong, y'all. You know I love pretending and doing impersonations and things like that. In fact, I miss those days when I could do impersonations of people and people would not get butthurt over it and start making videos to smear me and dig into my background, and that's just silly and warrants nobody anything. Just makes it harder for me to get jobs and keep them, which I'm struggling with right now. Probably thanks to YouTube largely, but maybe also because of my own choices, possibly. Who knows? And, oh, that's another thing I wanted to talk about, jobs, because some people on my Facebook and some people on YouTube keep saying, hey, Dee Dee, what happened to your last job? Why does it seem like you go through jobs so much? Blah, blah, blah. The jobs I'm getting are contract jobs, okay? They're contract. Which means when the contract is done, I'm done. Unless they want to bring me back for another contract. There's nothing I can do about that. That's out of my control. It's not me quitting jobs. It's not me getting restless and deciding I need something new. It's me not being called back to the job. And that's not in my hands. That's in the hiring manager and the HR department's hands. That's nothing I can do anything about. So no, it's not the same old Dee Dee job hopping, diet hopping, whatever hopping. Yeah, I'm not diet hopping either. I'm losing weight very steadily and gradually. Down to 178, I think, now. Started at 230. So yeah, I'm not diet hopping anymore. I've been whole food plant-based since last November, and I'm coming up on a year in November, so no, I have no intentions of doing anything different. I'm quite happy with my eating lifestyle. And I'm quite happy with my jobs, but again, they're contracts, so I have no control over it. They can just tell you, hey, we're not hiring you back. They don't have to tell you why. They don't even have to have a reason why. Just your contract expired. You served out your time. you're free to go. Kind of like being in jail if you think about it. You done your time. You're getting sprung from the slammer. Not that jobs are like jail, but sometimes they might feel like that, depending on the day, and depending on the type of job. Anyway, the job I am waiting for is another contract job, y'all. So don't be surprised if after I do my time, so to speak, after I do my job, forever, however long it is, that I don't have the job anymore. Because welcome to having a contract job. Hopefully that explains your confusion over Dee Dee doesn't have a job again. Why can't Dee Dee hold a job? Not in my hands to hold those kind. And because I have a degree in psychology and other things, I have to go with those jobs, or I want to go with those jobs. Those are the higher paying jobs that pay my bills. Those are the jobs that use my skills that I've been trained in. Why would I not go for a job that's in my field if I can get one, right? Why would I settle for working in a grocery store or working in a restaurant or a fast food restaurant where they're serving dead animals that I don't agree with serving to people? I will never have a job like that again because I will not work in a place that encourages people to do stuff that I don't think is good for their health and definitely not good for the animals' well-being and sense of existence. So no, I won't settle. Not for that. Anyway, so I'm trying to get a job in my field. Gladys, honestly, this is not anything that you really need to be talking about. Is it really your business to be talking about this stuff? What happens with other people? Is it really your business to be spreading in my chat room? Don't be the nosy neighbor on Bewitched.
Abna! Mrs. Stevens! She's changing her shirt again!
Yes, dear.
Abna! She's changing her shirt! You know what that means?
No, dear.
That means she's doing hocus pocus over there, or some kind of stuff.
Yes, dear.
Abna, are you listening to me?
Yes, dear. Yeah, you're being Gladys. Stop being Gladys. It's not your business what Rubini, Spoofer, or anybody else in the world are doing on here. It's really not. Nor is it anything that I need in my chat room. So, I'll just remove that. I know, you're just trying to get me to comment on that. But I don't have anything to say about Rubini, other than he's another one that's involved in substances, that is doing the imposter thing, and it's not cool. And as for Spoofer, Spoof can speak for herself. She does a fine job of it on her own. She's made her point very clear in many places, so, as she needs to. So I don't need to speak for Spoof. That's her situation, not mine, to discuss. I do know Spoof is a good, kind-hearted person that tries to help people out, and it bites her in the butt in the end a lot of times. Because she helps people out because she is very caring and possibly empathic and wants people to make it in life, and then they mess her over, and that's not right. But that's what happens when you deal with people that have substances controlling their decisions. Once again, my other point in getting off of that stuff, or at least not bringing it on here and making yourself look foolish with it. Anyway, yes, by now you know that I do go in other chat rooms, because how else would I see the things I see, right? So yes, I hop around, I visit your chat rooms. I know what y'all are up to. And I know when you're making yourselves look like the fool and the imposter. I just don't get why you do it. Go to codependency treatment or something. Find out why you have a need to be seen and a need to be needed in weird, false ways. I don't get that. Put your best self forth. We don't want to see, well, I say we. I mean people like me who care about people don't want to see you act dumb and not put forth your intelligent brain. Seriously. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about what I think of the community as a whole in each scenario, okay? Jeff, You're like a father figure. I see you as a daddy, a father figure who is the voice of wisdom. I'm not saying you always do, but just in general, I'd have to characterize you as kind of a father figure. Maybe because you are a father, maybe because that is the role you play in life. You're very instructional. You try to keep people, pretty focused and in line. I always liked that about you. Phil, you are a rescuer. You rescued Laura in a sense, and I'm glad you did because she wasn't in a good circumstance. I'm glad you were there for her. I'm glad you're there for each other. Um, I think you're eccentric, and I like that about you. You have different eclectic tastes, and hi, pretty. You're just a unique individual. That's great. I like that about you. Why can't we love the individuality of each other? We're all so unique. Laura, I love you and I care about you, and I'm not saying that in a weird kind of way. I really do care about you, and I know you're going through a lot, and you're in my prayers all the time. I say I love you in a very genuine way. I don't throw that word out there very often. But I care about you a lot, and I'm really concerned about you. I know you've been in a lot of pain. I know you've had a really rough road. I've been very sick, and every time I'm sick like that, I think of you and I pray about you. Because it's got to be awful going through what you're going through. My cousin has something very similar, and I hear about it, and I hear the agony she's in, and it's a scary thing. When you're the one going through something, you feel very alone because nobody else can feel your pain. Nobody else can toss and turn at night while you're trying to sleep. Even though I know Phil is there for you and probably comforting you with everything in him, you're the one suffering. You're the one going through it. And it's a very unique and personal situation. Like when I get vertigo, um, I'm very dizzy. I'm walking into walls. My head is hurting. I'm confused. I'm angry. And I'm the only one feeling the dizziness and the off kilter feelings. Matthew's here for me, but he can't make them go away. Right now, we're talking about illness, pretty. Lady Scrapper, Laura is Lady Scrapper. She's going through some illnesses that are very hard on her, and I'm just really empathizing and letting her know that I get it. I understand. I mean, I can't fully understand because I'm not the one suffering with the things she's going through, but I do suffer with things of my own, especially lately. It's been really hard on me. um, who else can I address? Let's go with Pandora. Pandora, you are doing better from what I can tell, but there's still some rough edges there of past habits that keep creeping up and making you do things that are not necessarily good. But I do think you're trying, and I do think you're making efforts. So if somebody hasn't told you, hey, way to go, Pandora, I see where you're making strides, I will tell you that right now. Have you arrived? No, you haven't. You still got a lot of things that I think are based on your past and your upbringing that have made you feel you have to fight for everything and maybe do it in some ways that are not good. But I do think that, thank you, Laura, I appreciate that. I do too. I'm starting to feel much better. I still have bouts of vertigo. I had one this morning. I used my nose spray and that seemed to help. But when those things hit, they're just like suddenly you stand up, try to get out of bed, and you fall over, fall into the wall, fall back into bed. And it's just like all of a sudden, that's the part of it, that's what's called paroxysmal, which means suddenly. Benign paroxysmal positional vertigo is what it's called. Suddenly it hits you and it just knocks you off kilter. Um, yeah, anyway, who else? You can throw names out there now as I'm trying to give you opinions on what I think of the people. In our community, in our family, we are a weird kind of mixed up mishmash of a family. I don't distance myself from you and say, well, I'm not part of you because I'm better, because I'm a Bible follower. Not at all. That was never my heart. I wanted to bring you along with some of the joy I was experiencing. But I didn't want you to feel like I thought, well, I'm not part of this community. I'm not part of y'all. I couldn't be at one point because I was being attacked. Oh, Rodney, Rodney has some stuff going on. He's got some stuff going on. I don't think it's fair to try to have lengthy conversations with Rodney, because I don't think Rodney is in full possession of how he responds to things. I think there's some mental, psychological struggles that he goes through that maybe make him not really an imposter, but he really is in earnest in what he says, but it comes off as you don't know what you're talking about. How can you say this? And you're misrepresenting what you said before. I don't think he can control that. And he's probably one who should just stick to topical discussions on his panel and not be interrelating with people on hot topics and controversial issues, because he doesn't make sense. You don't, Rodney. Sorry, you don't. I'm not putting you down, dude. I'm sure you're trying to better your life and trying to make it in life or whatever, but you're not putting your best self forward, and people are looking at you and making fun of you because you don't have control over what you say and what you do to an extent. So if I were you, I would take myself out of situations of drama and controversy. And if you get into a controversy with someone, take it privately. Don't bring it onto the public portal here. Don't bring it onto YouTube. As far as what you did in the past with animals, with people, I don't know. I don't want to know because it probably would give me nightmares. I don't know. If you were vindicated by the law, yay you. That's good. There's nothing I can say against the law other than sometimes I don't agree with the final verdict of things. I'm glad I'm not a judge. I'm glad I don't have to be the one to make those decisions. People have said you're dangerous. I don't know. I wouldn't want to find out. I don't get close to people on here as far as seeing them in person very often unless there's a trust. And that trust is very hard to come by and maintain. So I probably will never know. We all live in different states usually. I mean, some of us live in the same state as other people. But most people don't live in Illinois. So I don't have to worry about it. I mean, unless you come after me physically, then I might have to worry about that, obviously. I would. But Rodney, you just need to stick with topics. If you're into training dogs or whatever you're into, that's what you were into when I first met you. Talk about that. Don't get into discussions, interpersonal discussions with other people, because you are not able to hold your weight very long. You tend to change your story a lot, and people will jump on that in a heartbeat. They'll say, well, what about when you said this? Yeah, but you said this the other day, and you won't remember it. You said yourself you have epilepsy, and I'm pretty sure we proved that. I think your medical record was shown at one point. When you have epilepsy, it kills off brain cells, from what I understand of epilepsy. Correct me if I'm wrong. But therefore, you should not be put in situations or put yourself, you're a grown adult, do not put yourself in situations where your integrity can be questioned if you know you cannot hold your own weight in a discussion. Don't do it. Don't do it to yourself. As far as Nunya, I don't know you. I have nothing to say about you. I don't know anything about you. Heard your name floating around, that's about it. Amelia, I hardly ever see or hear you online at all. We've had a couple good Bible discussions. Haven't seen hide nor hair of you. Susie, I'm not sure what to think of you. I remember you came to the community out of nowhere and wanted to have everybody make a peace treaty. I remember that, a peace truce or something. And nobody wanted anything to do with it, because on here, peace is not something anybody's really striving for, from what I can tell. Not on a long-term basis, anyway. And now, I don't know what you're involved in, Susie, or what you're not. I don't really follow you. I see you pop up in rooms and give your opinion. Can't really make heads nor tails of anything, because I'm not involved in all the deepness of the intricacies of the conversations. So I'm not really sure who, as they say, the players in the game are. So I can only give opinions on what I've seen or heard, and I don't really know much about you. I know some people don't like you, some people do like you. Maybe you involve yourself or over-involve yourself in things that you shouldn't. I don't know. Don't know you that well. I am not like bosom buddies with many people on here. And those who I am bosom buddies with, I don't tell you who they are on purpose. because people don't like me. And then if they know I'm friends with somebody, they will go after my friend. So, and tell them not to be my friend. So I don't announce that publicly. I keep that offline privately. And I say hi to everybody so nobody knows who my friend is. And it's sad that it has to be that way. But welcome to YouTube. Welcome to social media. Welcome to if it feels good, do it type of thing. That attitude of, well, I don't like this person, so I'm going to go smear their name. That's just really commonplace on here anymore. I remember the days when I could go into a room and the two of us would just be sitting there chatting. We'd be laughing. We would imitate each other, imitate other people. Nobody would get upset about it. Nobody would make a video smearing us. Why can't those days come back? I don't understand, honestly. I miss those days, y'all. I miss the family days. I don't miss Chris Watts or anything we talked about regarding him. He's evil. But that's what kind of knit us all together originally, because I wasn't even part of this community. I was over in the self-help section and ended up in the true crime drama community somehow. And I have not been able to extricate myself out of it even when I wanted to. So here I am, a part of the community. And I know my name comes up. Not often. Every once in a while I'll be sitting watching the chat and all of a sudden, well, Dee Dee said blah, blah, blah. Or as Dee Dee says, da, da, da. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Speaking of that, Mary, we used to be chit-chat, not buddies or friends, but acquaintances. We used to sit up on panels and chat a bit. I always thought you were a cool kind of lady. I hear that you're not doing well either. I pray for you as well. I actually pray for all of y'all, believe it or not, at different times. Because you're humans out there somewhere, and your persona's online, yes, and you're probably not your real self all the time online, because you can get away with being somebody else. But I know behind all the smoke and mirrors, there's a human being who is getting up, going to the bathroom, eating, hanging out with their friends, talking on the phone, being with their spouses or their girlfriends or boyfriends. You're human beings. We're all human beings. We all do everything. As they say, we all put our pants on one leg at a time, so to speak. So I look beyond all the goofiness online and I see you as a human, and that's who I pray for. Because y'all deserve the prayer. Some of you are not being very nice, and some of you are being very nice and getting taken advantage of. And some of you are just kind of staying in the wings and not letting yourself be known. But you're out there somewhere, and you're watching, and you have an opinion. You're afraid to give it. Because people that give opinions on here get blasted later in videos and talk chat rooms. But I don't know. I have to put it out there the way Jeff put it, because it was brilliant. Jeff, I give you definite applause for this one. I would have to care, and I don't care. I care about people, but I don't care about you not liking me or you mocking me or having a fit about my opinions or whatever, because that does not affect my real life, what you think of me on the internet. Half of the people I know don't even use the internet. They don't see what you say about me. And most of the time, I don't see what you say about me unless I go looking for it. Yes, if I click on a chat room, guess what? I'm probably going to hear my name come up. And I'm probably going to hear something like, did you hear how she was saying this and that about the other person? Well, she had some nerve. Miss Holy Roller, Miss Bible Beater, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, if I go into your room, I'm probably going to hear that. And you know what? If I get upset about it, it's my own darn fault for going into your room and looking for it. My mother used to tell me, if you come upon a conversation where two people are talking and you hear your name and you sit there and listen to it and it hurts you, it's your own darn fault for listening. So if I hear you say something negative about me and I get upset over it, yeah, I could get upset at you for saying stuff, but I could get more upset at myself for even going looking for that type of thing and involving myself to even listen to it. My opinion of myself has to be higher than your opinion of me, or I would not want to exist on this planet. Because frankly, most people out there, I don't have many that like me. People don't get me most of the time. They don't understand my way of thinking, especially the biblical part of me. They don't get that. Biblical, that's like ancient. You're following some ancient book that some guy wrote, and you're running your whole life by that. I don't understand that. You know, that's like old. Nobody follows the Bible anymore. That's like Sanskrit or manuscript or whatever it's called. That's something a bunch of people got together and wrote because they needed to figure out their lives. You need to just, go with your heart. Do with what your heart says. That's what most people tell me. Follow your heart. The Bible says the heart is deceitful above all, and it's desperately wicked. Yeah, I don't want to follow my desperately wicked heart. I do believe in the Bible. I believe there is a lot of truth. There is all truth in the Bible. It's how I live my life. It's how I've lived my life for many, many years. And it has not steered me endlessly wrong. Now, if I mix a little bit of me in there with the Bible, then I end up going wrong. But the Bible itself, the precepts in like Proverbs and stuff, no, it hasn't steered me wrong. It has played out every time. Bad company corrupts good morals. True. Hang around with naysayers and people that have nothing good to say and that are just out to get people, and it will corrupt you. You become like the people you hang around. That's true. Do not befriend an angry man. Yeah. If you hang out with people that are constantly angry and ranting and raving and upset, like constantly, it's going to rub off on you. I'm trying to think of some of the other proverbs that I've lived my life by that have definitely played out true. How about the proverb of the harlot that spreads out her beautiful table and her bed and her linens and entices the man to come and do things with her that he ought not to do. And he thinks he's with this beautiful maiden, this princess, this queen. But she ends up being some kind of a hideous creature that takes him down to the ways of death. How many people do we know that have followed that path? And that's exactly what happened. The Bible plays out. It's true. I don't really need to defend it. I'm just telling you how I've lived it in my life and how I've seen it play out in my own life. So, yeah. The fool who, like the dog, returns to his own folly. My foster mom and I were just talking about that verse yesterday. As a dog returns to its vomit, so a fool returns to his folly. People that don't get the help they need, that don't like themselves enough to reach out and say, hey, this is destroying me, this is making me misrepresent myself, this is making me look worse than I am, I need help. Those people, like the dog to the vomit, because dogs, once they throw up, they go back and sniff it and do whatever they do. Sorry if you're eating. But a fool will return to his foolishness just the same way. That's a proverb in the Bible, y'all. And whether you know it or not, there's a lot of things that are sayings in today's day and age in life that came from the Bible. They're just a little bit twisted, tweaked around a little bit, So, and then there's things in the Bible that have been taken way out of context that people use to justify their crimes and the bad, mean things they do to other people. That's not cool. But yeah, for the most part, the Bible has led me and directed me in a good way, and it has not failed me. So yes, why would I not follow the precepts of the Bible? They're true, and they've proven out to be true. Anyway. I don't know. Anybody got any comments, questions? There's only 4 people in here. I pretty much drove most of the room away, for the most part. I think I'm going to eat my apple. Look at this beautiful apple off the neighbor's tree that I picked. They're growing some nice ones over there. I'm just always afraid I'm going to bite in. There's going to be a worm in there greeting me. Hope not. That's really good. That is really good. I'm going to get in the house and dish my husband out some fruit. Hi, Evelyn. Well, I'm pretty much said what I have to say, but yeah, happy Saturday. Shabbat Shalom. Peace to you on this beautiful day. Oh, my ex-husband mowed my lawn yesterday. Wasn't that nice of him? We have a family get-together coming up. I'm excited about it. I'm going to do a game night. It'll be good to see my kids again. My ex and his wife will be there. My girls will be there. Their significant others, if there are any, will be there. And we'll just play games and eat some pasta together. Looking forward to that. I'm hoping to know if I got this job by next week. The contract job. Yes, they are. I got Michi on my lap here, of course. I can't move my leg out of this position or she'll go flying. She's holding onto the chair, I guess, to make sure she doesn't fall. There she is. See her little paw up on the chair? She always looks so angry at the world, doesn't she? She's not. She's actually smiling. Oh, Evelyn, I didn't say what I thought of you. I think you're a good person. I think you take things too personally sometimes. You internalize a lot. Probably because you've been hurt a lot. And it's not easy to trust people. I understand that. And you've been done wrong. Hi, Rebecca. Yeah. I'm feeling okay at the moment. I woke up this morning, had another bout of vertigo. At least throughout the day, the vertigo doesn't seem to stay with me. Oh, you guys, I got that ultrasound on my neck. Normal. Nothing's collapsed. None of the veins are collapsed. Everything's running just fine. You're in the hospital. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'll keep you in my prayers. Anyway, Evelyn, I just hope that... Oh, you're sick, Paul. Oh, okay. I hope, Evelyn, that you don't let all this stuff online infiltrate into your actual life, because that would be really rough. And it's not worth it. The best thing about the internet is it's just a click on and a click off. It's not something that has to orchestrate your entire universe. Like, as soon as I sign off here, I'm going to go in the house. I'm going to give my husband some fruit. I'm having my fruit right now. Probably have a banana myself in a little bit, too. Maybe an orange. I don't know. I like to eat fruit in the morning. Thank you, Evelyn. And then we're testing his sugars today. So we're going to drink not an energy drink, a vitamin water. We're going to test and see if that raises his sugars. Then we're going to test fruit. Then we're going to test pancakes. And they're not potato pancakes. They're banana pancakes. Bananas, oats, cinnamon, and a little bit of regular... I think I put some flour in it, too. I can't remember. I made them last night. We're going to check and see, not just that his sugar goes up, but that it comes down. I like the clapper. I remember that little song they used to sing. Clap on, clap, clap, clap off, clap off, clap on, clap off the clapper. Clappers are for people that don't want to get up and turn off the light themselves. Definitely, Evelyn. I'm so glad to hear that. You've got to have things in your life. By the way, if anybody is interested in joining me Save people only. I am involved in several different whole food plant-based groups, and I would be happy to introduce you along into them. But they're private, so if I don't trust you and you contact me, I will politely decline you joining. But if you're somebody that I trust, no problem. I don't want to involve YouTube into my private groups. That's too messy. These are groups where people get together and share recipes and talk about plant-based eating. And sometimes talk about how we're against the killing of animals as well. Hi, Tina. How are you? It's Shabbat today, so it's a rest day, so I can chit-chat with you guys as long as you want me to. I think I'm going to toss my apple because I'm starting to get a stomach ache. Too much acidity. It's not genetically modified like the store apples. I'm doing pretty good, Tina. I'm doing well. Just had to have a little morning rant. I don't have them very often, but once in a while, I got to give an opinion on things. Because these are my community, my family. And it's just like I would tell a brother or a sister in a family, hey, I don't like how you do this, or I'm concerned about you for this or that. There's no maliciousness intended. It's just frustration, a lot of it. It's more frustration at the substances than the people. But the people are choosing the substances, so that's frustrating. And I want to see who the real people are. I miss the real people. I'm tired of these imposter situations. A lot of it is really just because it killed my friend. And I have been a vigilante against alcoholism and drug abuse since then, even more than I ever was before. I miss my friend. There's so much I wish I could share with Sarah. And I'll never be able to again because she's gone. I never even got to have a selfie with Sarah. That's kind of sad for me. Never thought to take one. You guys need to take the selfies while the people are alive because you don't know how long you have with them on this planet, you know? Take your selfies. Even if they're like, oh, I don't like my picture taken. Come on, let me just take it and just snap it real quick. They'll get over it. No, not if you're really violating a boundary. Like if they have PTSD over it, don't do it. But if they're just being goofy. Oh, how beautiful. Hang on, I'll show you guys this. Can you see my gladiolus over there? Look at. Do you see what I see? Is it still on there? Yeah, it is. Look at. Laura, put the camera right. Okay, right there. There's a monarch butterfly on my gladiolus. Oh, how beautiful. What a picture that is, huh? So pretty. Yes, it's very hard to trust people these days. You're not kidding. Especially on the internet where you can't see the people. You don't really know them, you know. And then some of the people I did trust, like way back when in 2000, was it 17 that I came on here for the live streaming stuff? I did trust them. I thought I could trust them, and then I got betrayed repeatedly. And then I became a person that had ugly behavior that I didn't like. And I didn't like that me, and my husband stopped liking that me, and I had to change that and get back to who I really was. Sometimes you have to eliminate those people out of your life in order to be your true authentic self. You can still be kind to the people. You don't have to hate them or be mean, but you just can't have them close to your heart, you know, because it rubs off on you. You become part of that, and you become somebody that you don't like. And if you can't live with yourself, that's a truly miserable thing. Hi, butterfly. Check this out. He's just flitting from flower to flower. That's pretty cool. I wonder if butterflies pollinate like bees do. They probably do. I don't really know much about butterflies other than they're very pretty. Except when they're caterpillars. They're not so pretty then. Yeah, there you go. Why be a caterpillar when you can be a butterfly? Quit being an ugly caterpillar, people. Put on your beautiful wings that we know you have and fly around like a big, beautiful butterfly. That's actually apropos because I started my channel as somebody that painted butterflies on my face. Do you guys remember those days? All of my uploaded videos had butterflies painted on my face. That was the beginning of the Delusion Dispeller channel. Some of you might not have been with me long enough to remember that. Man, I look like I'm getting a mustache. That's not really a mustache. Ugh, the burdens of being Greek and Italian. We get that dark mustache hair and beard type hairs on our face. Annoying. And I don't wear makeup very much, so I don't really cover it up with a bunch of gobbed on, what do you call it? Um, I don't even remember what it's called. Foundation. That's what I was trying to say. I don't even wear foundation. This skin, this is me. That's what I am. I don't have many blemishes on it usually. I don't know what that is. That's just a stain from something. I don't know what. Anyway, that's all I got, y'all. You want to talk? We can talk. Give me a topic. Or tell me somebody I forgot to tell you my opinion about. I don't really watch many people. Oh, Angie. I like Angie. Angie's cool. I never thought I would like somebody that openly practices witchcraft. But as a person, she is a good person. She seems like a decent individual. She's a great mother. I can tell. Her kids love her. I love that she has a special needs son because my husband is special needs. And I can definitely relate to that. It's definitely a different type of life when you have someone that has special needs that you're dealing firsthand with. Um, so yeah, I could always relate to Angie, and Angie always had my back. I mean, there might have been one time she didn't. She might have joined in the fray of attacking Dee Dee. I'm sure she did. A lot of people come back to me and are like, I'm so sorry I was against you. I didn't know what a good person you actually are. I just believed what everybody told me. I hear that all the time. No. Well, what does she need to talk to me about that for, Gladys? Laura, do you need to talk to me about glue? Or is this something inappropriate in my room again that Gladys is trying to stick her little neighborly nosy nose into, like she does? So yeah, anyway, I like Angie. Angie knows I like her. She's a good person. Go ahead. Remember Angie's partner? I can't remember her name. I want to say Chitter or something, but Chitter Chatter was Phil and Laura. There was another lady on here that was Angie's partner, and I haven't seen or heard her in forever. Anybody know what happened to her? She used to come in and get in the middle of the fray when she heard some kind of drama was going down. She would just all of a sudden appear and give her opinion. I can't remember her name, but she was Angie's chat partner for a long time. Oh, my daughter's probably getting ready for Bible study with me. I guess I'll go. I'll leave that there. And hopefully you guys heard my heart, and don't take it as me attacking you, because that's really not what I'm all about. I just don't understand your reasoning behind your behaviors and your continued walking in ways that are not truly you. And I hope you'll take that to heart and do something about it. But if you don't, I still love you. I'll still pray for you. You'll still drive me crazy and irritate me, and I'll still get frustrated. And you might hear from me again once in a while of how I feel about it. But, we're family, we're community. We are what we are. As sordid and weird and eccentric and all over the place as we are, with our different beliefs and things that we do and things we're involved in and people that we befriend. It's all just life. It's life on our section of YouTube, our community of YouTube. Welcome to YouTube, newcomers. Sorry if you don't know what anybody I'm talking about or anything I'm talking about. It's okay. Just trust me, those are my opinions about those people and things. And we'll just leave it there and let it lie. Okay, guys. I'm going to go because I think my daughter wants to do Bible study. And nobody really has any hot topics to cover. So I've given my opinion. Every once in a while, I think I like to share that with you. I don't say much usually other than in chat rooms once in a while. But that is my opinion on all people that I know and have interacted with as of late. If I'm forgetting anybody, just let me know. Okay. You guys, Shabbat Shalom. Have a peaceful weekend. Be your best selves, and I will talk to you soon. Shalom. Shabbat Shalom.